So picture this. You're a CMO staring at a pristine CRM dashboard. Your attribution models look flawless and your pipeline is healthy. But what you probably don't realize is that your biggest target accounts are currently sitting in ChatGPT asking for vendor recommendations, and your brand is completely invisible.
Yeah, and that invisible space you just mentioned is, well, it's what the new report by Diego Franco calls the AI dark funnel.
Right, and welcome to the AI Search Visibility Podcast. Today we're doing a special deep dive into this exact report to understand how generative AI is quietly reshaping B2B marketing.
It's a massive shift. I mean, marketing teams are pouring resources into traditional search, completely blind to the fact that buyers are increasingly just bypassing Google altogether.
Exactly. They weren't direct answers from large language models. Okay, let's unpack this. Relying on traditional SEO keywords right now is, it's like trying to give a chef a list of random ingredients, just hoping they bake your specific cake.
That is a great analogy.
Yeah.
Generative AI doesn't want loose ingredients. It actually wants to understand the recipe and the chemical reactions. So it synthesizes the answer entirely from scratch.
And what's crazy is how fast that synthesis changes.
Right. What's fascinating here is why the output changes so drastically. The data Franco highlights from Visibility Labs reveals an 80.2% shift in product recommendations when ChatGPT uses live search.
Wait. 80.2%? Like, just from using live search instead of relying solely on its static training data.
Exactly. When a buyer asks for a solution, the AI actively crawls the web. It mathematically weighs the most authoritative machine-readable data it can find at that exact millisecond.
Wow. And if you are actively shaping that live synthesis, your competitors definitely are.
Yeah, and marketing leaders already know about zero-click searches, right? Like from featured snippets.
Yeah.
But the SparkToro data in this report notes 68% of Google searches are now zero-click.
Which is wild. And AI seems to take this to an entirely new level, completely bypassing the traditional click-through model we've relied on for 2 decades.
Oh, it absolutely accelerates it.
Right.
Buyers don't want to sift through 10 blue links or landing pages. They just want a definitive, synthesized answer.
So if keywords don't work the same way, how does a brand actually make itself legible to a machine?
Well, you can't optimize what you can't see, right? The report points out that the very first thing you need is a baseline audit across platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity, using the actual queries your buyers run.
And you need to document exactly what those models spit back out, because that baseline dictates your entire strategy.
Right.
Which is exactly why Franco set up DiegoFrancoMedia.com. It's specifically so marketing teams can run these AI visibility audits and get custom action plans to see where they actually stand.
Yeah, it's an essential first step.
So if testing gives us a baseline, how do we fix the gaps? I've heard the term entity recognition thrown around, but practically, what does an AI consider an entity?
Well, AI models don't read text the way humans do. They map relationships in high-dimensional vector spaces.
Okay, so an entity is essentially a concept, like your brand name, your methodology, or your specific software category.
Spot on. And using incredibly consistent language across your website, your PR, and your LinkedIn, it strengthens the mathematical gravity of your brand's entity.
Because inconsistency scrambles those vectors and confuses the model, right?
Exactly. And that leads to the next step, which is building Citable Authority.
Wait, building Citable Authority and getting recognized across different platforms sounds suspiciously like old school PR and backlinks. Are you saying we're just doing SEO 1.0 again, but for robots?
I mean, it sounds similar, but the underlying mechanism is entirely different. Traditional backlinks were about passing domain authority, literally funneling link juice.
Oh, right.
Yeah, whereas AI citations are about consensus and trust within the training data. A single mention from a highly reputable peer-reviewed industry journal carries vastly more weight than 10 keyword-stuffed posts on your own company blog.
Oh, I see. Because the AI weighs the credibility of the source when synthesizing its final answer.
Yes, because it's trying to provide the most factual, reliable answer, not just a list of popular websites.
That makes total sense. That means tracking these AI prompts has to be a continuous process, just like tracking SEO rankings used to be, because the models and the live web are always updating.
Precisely. It is a fundamental shift from capturing clicks to earning citations.
This has been a huge wake-up call. For everyone listening, your next step is clear. Head over to DiegoFrancoMedia.com to get a full, in-depth AI visibility audit.
Yeah, you really need to find out if your brand is actually being cited by AI or if you are entirely invisible to your buyers.
Absolutely. So any final thoughts to leave our marketing leaders with before we wrap up this deep dive?
Just think about this. If private AI synthesis becomes the absolute primary way buyers find and evaluate vendors, what happens to traditional brand votes? Will the biggest companies win the future or simply the most machine-readable ones?